I'm now determined that budget gimmicks have no attachment to party, that both parties are capable of using budget gimmicks as we approach the challenges of sequestration and defense spending. It is now being used in the current budget we're debating, in the budget that passed the House yesterday. Rather than confront sequestration and be honest about the challenges we have in our base budget that we've all given a lot of time in terms of rhetoric to, we are now going further down the road of using OCO as a slush fund. It's not good for fiscal accountability. It's not good for restoring faith in the American people that we can face the tough decisions and not retreat to rhetoric and gimmickry that is not really true. We're not going to build, as my colleague has said, we're not going to build a PX someplace in America with OCO funds. The question is, can we use, and I'll ask you all, do you believe that the Army can buy back force strength with OCO funds?
I do not, Senator.
Do you believe that the Navy can address the shortfalls in shipping with OCO funds?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I just think that we've got to be, and believe me, I'm not saying that we come to this with clean hands as Democrats. We don't, because we have engaged in gimmickry also. But I know that the chairman wants to face this head on, and I know it's a challenge in this political environment. But I did want to bring it up that we have obviously not met the challenge with the budget as it's currently configured. I wanted to specifically ask you, General Austin, about something that's very troubling to me, and that is that I've been told that there has been a determination that Operation Freedom Sentinel is a new contingency operation. Do you see it as a new contingency operation?
It's a continuation of our efforts, Senator. So, you know, in terms of the types of things that we're doing, you know, we're continuing to train and advise and assist the Afghan security forces. But in terms of, you know, how we account for the funding that we're allocating to that, that's a different issue. So.
Well, the reason I'm asking this is I'm told that that there is an effort underway of naming a new lead inspector general in Afghanistan as opposed to Sagar, the special inspector general on Afghanistan. And I think if that determination is made, I just want to make sure everybody understands that's going to impose a lot of additional burdens in terms of oversight requirements on contracting. You know, I know there's continuity in Sagar. I don't understand the value right now of changing inspector generals at this point on the projects that are ongoing that the Special Inspector General in Afghanistan is aware of and is working on. I don't get it. And if there is really a sincere attempt to replace him by labeling this a new contingency, somebody's going to have some explaining to do, I think, to me, and I hope others on this committee, as to why that would be a good idea. Are you aware of an effort to do that at this point?
I don't know. I'm not aware of the effort, but certainly I'll find out. I'll look into it, Senator.
That would be terrific. As you know, we've worked very closely with the Special Inspector Generals, both in Iraq and Afghanistan. I think the body of work they have done is incredibly helpful to our nation's military. As we look at how we honestly confront sequestration, one of the ways is being better stewards of the resources that we have allocated to these efforts. General Rodriguez, I understand that most of the service members who deployed to Africa as part of the Ebola response, Operation United Assistance, have begun returning home. Is there any effort to keep track of the number of contractors around this effort and how many of them have been pulled and how many of them remain in Ebola as we continually try to stay on top of contractor costs?
Yes, ma'am, there is. There's a very, very strict accounting that is done. We've had oversight from the DOD, IG from the beginning, and we were very cognizant of the challenges with contractor oversight and also paying too much money for contracts that's out of line with what the USAID as well as the host nation is providing. So we have a strict accounting that. Yes, ma'am.
That'd be terrific. We'd love it if you'd share that with
Yes, ma'am.
our office. And also, General Austin, if you could share with us how many contractors have been plussed up in Iraq as a result of our efforts against ISIL. You know, we'd gotten to the point that we were just counting contractors in Afghanistan. Now we're back to counting contractors again in Iraq, and we would appreciate an update on that number also.
Yes, Senator, I'll take that for the record.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.